Hello everyone, hello all digital nomads all around the world and also in Portugal. Welcome back to our session of lives about the digital nomadism on Madeira Island and wanting to expand this beautiful feeling that is to live and co-live and co-work in the island of Madeira. Today we have a special guest again. It's Francisco Santos. He is going to be with us today and will explain about the side of the education, which is also one of the issues that also allows digital nomad families to travel around the world and also be able to give a proper education to their children and still as family be able to travel and enjoy the world, which is what also happens in Madeira. So Francisco Santos is the vice president of the International School of Madeira, and he's going to explain what sort of education do they practice on that on the school. He's going to also explain a bit what they have implemented, what they have changed or improved along the years. He's going to present himself anyway. So we have a purpose with these lives. We can already announce. So yesterday we have the first announcement of the Madeira Web Summit 2023, the Nomad Edition. That will happen in January. Well, from the 25th to the 29th of January, so we can already announce. It is a very hard work in progress. We hope to see you all there as well, and that is why we're having these lives to implement a bit our event here on Madeira Island. That will be broadcasted from Funchal City, Madeira Island, Portugal, then on an online system that will allow you to watch us and view us and get to know a bit about the digital nomadism situation on Madeira Island. I'm going to invite Francisco. He must be already waiting for me. So let's see, let me go and look for him. There you go. See if I can find him. I'm trying to look for the school to get, but I'm not getting there. So I think I'll go by Francisco and see what is happening. Well, sometimes, sometimes this happens. But I will invite Francisco by his personal. And let's see. Hi, Francisco. How are you?
How you doing? All good?
Good. I was trying to get you through the, through the Instagram from the school, but I didn't get it. But I'm here. You are here. That's fantastic. Welcome. Welcome to our live today. I am pleased and happy that you have accepted on behalf of the International School of Madeira to attend this live and also to be one of our speakers in the summit next January. You can already announce. Once again, thank you so much. We organizers of this event. We find very, very important and vital to give the notice of an international school in Madeira that will allow families that are digital nomad families that have their children and they can still come to the island of Madeira, and between other other issues, they can also attend school and get their school instruction and education. So tell me all about it. Who is Francisco Santos? How did he get to that school? And tell me all about it.
Yeah.
Our viewers for sure want to know.
Thank you very much for having us, for having International Sharing School in today's live and in the event as well.
Thank you.
Our contribution will be somewhat useful for the digital nomads that are looking to Madeira as an option to come and join. So before starting a bit about me, as you asked, my academic journey actually started in Madeira, which is where I'm from. Started there in what is now International Sharing School, which used to be the British School of Madeira. So that's where I started studying, way before getting involved and way before my parents and my family got involved in international education. Me and my brothers attended the British School of Madeira, which was a school set up for the British immigrants that come to Madeira, and that their children, of course, did not speak Portuguese. They could not do the normal Portuguese curriculum. So it was an alternative originated from a need that the British immigrants felt. And for almost the majority of its history up until now, that has been the British school. After we started studying there, my family discovered the IB program as well. So when we were moving into grades 10, 11, and 12 to the final stages of pre-university education, our parents moved us to IB schools in Lisbon. And so that's when we started getting a bit in touch with the IB and seeing, how really useful it is, what a difference it makes in education and engagement, in having the children engaged and actually wanting to learn, and rather than wanting to do well in academic tests. So that's how we first came into contact with the IB, was through my older brothers who studied it and who performed it in another international school here in Lisbon. And so after that, once we had finished studying as well, started looking at the British school in Madeira, started implementing the IB programs into the British School of Madeira, then changed it to the International Sharing School, created this brand that really reflects what International Sharing School is, our motto of learning through sharing, our core values, all of that I'll cover in more depth in the Madeira Summit. But yes. We really felt that the IB, this gold standard of education, of an international curriculum, which is not very arguably, but very definitively the best curriculum out there, having that, being able to reflect that also on what we wanted a school to be, what we wanted our school to be. And so it all came very, very naturally, one step after the other. And we've since opened the campus in Lisbon as well. That one has grown so much in the past 3 years. So right now we have these two campuses offering this very premium, very international education and environment for students to live in, and for parents to be part of a school community as well.
That's fantastic. Whenever you have a community, everything flows, everything grows. Even yesterday, I had the chance to go to an event also from remote workers and digital nomads, and each one of them spoke about the community. Once you can share knowledge and do a bit of network, everything flows and it also grows. So that is fantastic. Your job, what you are doing with the International Sharing School is fantastic. So tell me about the increase of children that are obviously part of a digital nomad living. When did it start to improve in the last years?
So the school in Madeira right now has around 240 students. About 2 years ago, it was around 190 students, 180, 190. So these past 2 years is where the growth has really started to pick up. We've been receiving a lot of families from digital nomads as well, who come here for shorter periods of time. but also a lot from families that either start out like that, but then fall in love with Madeira and stay for a much wider period, which is the case a lot of times. So around the past 2 years, that's when we really started feeling the international market in Madeira to push, and that's what the statistics all show as well. Is that these past 2 years have been huge with COVID, with a lot of people realizing that their jobs don't have to be done in Finland or in Sweden in the cold during the winter months. They can perfectly well come to Madeira and enjoy the one season that we have all year, let's say.
Yeah, and do it all from here. That's what I also hear every day, along the contact with the remote workers. Even yesterday, I spoke with a French lady. She came to Madeira last year just for a try, and she is still here. She didn't even go home. So, so she really fell in love with Madeira, like you said, and having an average temperature of 23 degrees all year round. Well, that is really, it's amazing. It is fantastic. So, saying that the increase of these digital nomad children started with the pandemic. What nationalities did look for the international school? So what are the nationalities that look for your school?
So right now in our Madeira campus, we have over 30 different nationalities. So it's an immensely that we have there. Our biggest ones at the moment are the Portuguese community, which still have quite a big weight on the in percentage-wise in terms of nationalities represented in the Madeira school. And then the United States has grown immensely as well. The community from the United States, and also more recently from some of the Eastern countries, with all of the conflict going there, we have also felt those students coming. And then the more natural Madeira markets, the more traditional markets of the UK, Germany, and the Northern European countries as well.
Fantastic. It is, with no doubt, all destinations where the weather is very very deficient in the winter time, and that's why they search for a better climate. The United States of America, also no doubt due to the affluence of flights that Madeira is now having, and that allows also the economy to flow and to grow. And obviously these people that have the chance to move around the world with in a very easy way, they choose destinations like Madeira. Well, Portugal anyway, gender-wise, has been beautifully attacked by the Americans, which is very good also for our economy. So you can say that the way the school is being searched or looked by different nationalities. So the predictions is that the school will grow. This means that you will have to increase the school, right? Have you thought about it? Have you got any plans for the future?
Yes, very exciting plans for the future. So as of right now, we are almost reaching full capacity in terms of infrastructure in the current campus that we have. So we have actually in the beginning of this year, we have acquired a new campus, new facilities that we are working on the projects, and we'll start building quite soon as well to open in September 2024. So yes, an expansion is definitely on the horizon. It's very much to satisfy the needs of all these people coming into Madeira, and coming into Madeira and not looking for any options, looking for a good option, an option that they feel represents what they also believe in education, which is very important. A lot of times places like Lisbon have a much more pulsating market of international families, so there are a lot more international schools, but they're all different. And so some families like more traditional schools, and they will go with more traditional curriculums. Others like more innovative, more up-to-date curriculums and schools such as International Sharing School. And so it's important to have this ability for families to go to move away from the traditional. The traditional, it's been there for a long time. A lot of people like it, and it suits them well, suits their needs and their goals well. But a lot of the times, it's also not no longer feasible for some families, for some profiles of students, and so having this innovative option and this something different
Yeah.
really value to the community.
Yeah, different and innovative as well. For you have a school full of innovation, full of activities, outdoors and indoors, qualified teachers, which is also very, very important nowadays. So everyone speaks proper English. Everyone has proper education, and it's also prepared to teach foreign children, which is also very important. It is different to teach native languages besides foreign language, foreign nationalities with different cultures and so forth. So it is also very important to have that qualification on the education system and also on your staff. It's also interesting to know that you also teach Portuguese on the International Training School. So our flag is also present there, right? So all the children also have the option to learn the local language, right?
Yes, that's English is our work language. That's the language in which all classes are taught, and that's the language that we hear most in the corridors and going by the students in the recess. That's the language they all understand each other as well, because that's something which is really important when having such a diverse community. It becomes essential to have this common ground that everyone can communicate effectively.
Exactly.
So that's what you're saying about the teachers being ready to handle this, and also the different cultural values. So there are cultures in which students are much more held back, they're much more quiet, and it's not up to the school, it's not up to the teachers to sort of say, no, you can't be held back, you can't be quiet, you now have to be noisy and a big part here. So teachers have this experience dealing with different cultures, with cultural clashes that inevitably happen when we have this amount of different cultures and nationalities mixed together, and that is something really important, is knowing that people have different backgrounds, they will behave differently, and having themselves, the students themselves, manage this between themselves. So knowing how to adapt to different circumstances with different people, and that makes a huge difference. But going back to the languages, the English is the work language, but yes, we teach all students Portuguese. The native Portuguese speakers have separate classes than the students learning learning Portuguese for the first time. But everyone learns Portuguese, no matter if they stay for a year or for 2 years or for 5 years. They will learn some level of Portuguese at the very least.
That's very good. That is wonderful. So they can let's say they can cohabitate in Madeira in a very easier way to make themselves understand, at least well, depending on the ones that are staying, like you were saying, longer or shorter, but up to a certain point, they will have the chance to learn Portuguese, and that is a big value for not only for what the school offers, but also what the school gets back from these children. Well,
and for these international communities to integrate locally, which is something that's nowadays people really value. The people don't really want to come to Madeira and then live in an expat bubble only with international people. They want to be able to make Madeiran friends, to have that connection to the local community, rather than living in a separate bubble away from all of those things and just doing the touristy things of Madeira. People
yes.
nowadays really want to integrate into local communities, and the language, although in Madeira English is very, very widespread and almost everyone knows it, having that Portuguese connection, that Portuguese language connection is something that helps, and families value that.
Fantastic. We started with the word community and we end with the word community. That's exactly what you just talked about, what you just mentioned. The fact that you can at least speak a bit of a native language means that you can enter the local community, and you can relate and get to know more about the habits, the culture, and also make friends. That's it. Most of the digital nomads, they don't stay. They go elsewhere. They go, but they come back again. That we know. The statistics say that you probably must have had already children that left, that were here in your school, left, and they came back because the parents also came back for another period of work on the island. And that only speaks well about the island, about the capacity that the Madeira island has to share all the possibilities that we have, what we offer. It is possible to move to Madeira for a certain period of time and have a normal life, live a normal life like you would be in your country of origin or going elsewhere. We have some comments. Very good. Keep up the good work, Francisco. So we have some people here that know already Francisco. Yes, he's doing a good work. The whole school is doing a fantastic work, and it is with no doubt a big and huge support to the remote workers that choose Madeira as a destination, as a home. Even if it is for a short period of time. Before finishing, I would just like to ask you, talking about short time, I just remembered, why not ask you, how about when these children, they don't stay for a long period, they stay, let's say, for 4 months. What do you do? What does the school promote according to the education? How will you present, knowing already that they will stay for 3 or 4 months? What kind of education do you promote to these children?
So for those cases, we accept year-round enrollment. So if there is a vacancy available in that specific grade, then we can, of course, welcome a student who will only stay for 3 or 4 months. And that student will have exactly the same experience as the other ones. So he will have done some part of that school year, that grade, in another school. So what we do is we give continuity to the work. So if, for example, if he joins in January in term 2, if the other students are learning about fractions or multiplication or something like that, then that's what that student will also learn through. The IB curriculum is quite flexible. It's quite different from the traditional one, but it still has very well-defined learning outcomes that students in different grades have to achieve. So for those students, we will prepare them so that at least during the time in which they are with us, they will gain they will achieve those goals that are set out for that specific grade. Of course, then that depends, if they're always moving around, that will depend in 2 or 3 different schools per year.
Yes.
So the learning outcomes will differ in each school, but will essentially get the same experience in learning that all of the other students have, being there the full year, just for a shorter period of time.
Yeah, it is very important that they keep on that they keep this continuity, even if they go to another country, to another school. We suppose that the sort of school will be more or less the sort of your school, so they would follow up the same system, and they are already used to it. But it is possible. We have a comment here, Hugo from Bulgaria. So someone from Bulgaria is watching us. I don't know, probably. But this is what it is. Once we go live on social media, we reach the whole world, whoever wants to click and watch us and view us now, thank you so much for being on our live today. The ones that will watch this live later on, and we know that many cannot watch it now due to difference of time around the world, but we hope you have enjoyed the International Sharing School, and of course Francisco. We will know a bit more on a more detailed matter what this school offers. Just stay tuned to our social media, stay tuned to our ads, and we will announce a bit more about the summit in the next weeks. So stay tuned. Thank you so much, Francisco, for being here with us, for giving your testimony about the hard work that you and your family is having in improving and modernizing also the school, because it improves and it also gets more modern and get more updated in relation to what is happening worldwide. It is very important that the ones that are viewing us know that Madeira is always up to date in all matters, and obviously in education as well. So thank you once again. Thank you so much, Francisco. We'll see you around. We'll talk soon, and hope you have also enjoyed sharing a bit about your family business, and besides being a family business, I think probably also your life, because when you talk about it, you talk about it with pride, with high pride and high knowledge, and that only speaks very good of the school. Thank you so much once again. See you all next week, same time, same place. We'll have a lady. She's called Sandra Rodriguez, and she is going to be here with us to talk about the holiday rental. So we also know that the digital nomads and remote workers, they also need a place to stay. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to show a bit what Madeira has to offer, and we hope you next week as well. So thank you so much, Francisco. See you next week, everyone. Bye-bye.